Welcome back. I'm going to do a Dragon's Maze Fat Pack opening here. But before we do, I ordered a couple other things from my vendor. And one thing turned out not to be quite what I expected. This is a commander box. And this thing is just huge. And I guess if you want a deck box that you know you can't fit comfortably in your pocket or jacket or anything like that, this is the one to get, because it's just gigantic, and definitely fit your 100 cards in there. And honestly, I don't play Commander, so I don't know if you have a sideboard or not, but you have area back there for your D20s, D10s, whatever you need to play, and a nice sturdy clasp on that. But just very kind of odd how shaped this is, so I thought it was going to be a little bit smaller. But hey, it was on sale, so I took it. Alright, now to the Fat Pack. Dragon's Maze has 9 booster packs. I like how over the years these have stayed around $40, a little cheaper if you can find them. But long story short is they've continually gone up from 7 to 8 to 9 booster packs. I think the first time a Fat Pack came out was in the Kamigawa block, and that's really where it all started. And then the form factor got into this nice looking one here. I'm just going to pause this for a second while I pull off the plastic and get the pack. Alright, got stuff kind of unpacked here. We've got the land and 4 packs, your spin down counter, and 5 more packs with another guide. I actually have a whole 1,000 card storage box filled with all these packs. I just probably should throw them all out. But in here comes your Dragon's Maze Player's Guide, which has all your card pictures and a deck list. A card list. And you'll notice this time there's no errata statement card. With the gate crash, they actually had these all. There was some point on the second to last page where they were all shifted and then appeared the same on the next page. So they just, opposed to reprinting the, how many thousands of these they make, they just decided to put a black and white card in there. So it'd be nice to have a fixed gate crash one, but I don't think any exist. Your 2 deck boxes, which are almost completely worthless. Artwork on your box here. And then, some people hang these up, the posters in here. Funny story, the adhesive they use in here, you might be able to hear people joke about it being called, booger or something like that. But the industry term for this stuff is booger glue, just because of its consistency. So a nice picture of Maze's End there. So I don't know a whole lot about Dragon's Maze. I have a few boxes I haven't opened yet. Haven't played any events. So just from what I've seen from my fellow YouTubers and a few things I've read here and there. So, all right, let's take a look in the packs here. I think everyone opens these by twisting this off, just the way it's done. All right. So nice green and blue colors there with your Dragon's Maze logo on it. And like Eddie Izzard says, you open the instructions and throw them out the window. Alright, Dragon's Maze. Some great artwork here in this set. A completely useless sword there. So let's pop into these. We'll just go through the uncommons and rare. Alright, Scab Clan Giant. 4/5 for 6. When Scab Clan Giant enters the battlefield, it fights target creature opponent controls chosen at random. I've never been a big fan of fight, but if you like it, it might work for you, especially in that Gruul format. Blast of Genius. 6-drop, choose target creature or player, draw 3 cards and discard a card. Blast of Genius deals damage equal to the discarded card's converted mana cost to that creature or player. Flux Charger, 4-drop. 2 generic, 1 blue, 1 red. For a 1/5 flyer. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you may switch Flux Charger's power and toughness until end of turn. Instant or sorcery, so that's good in multiple situations there, especially in a that type of format, that type of colors. Hey, Aetherling, one of the cards I was hoping to get. 4/5, and there's so much utility here in this. I won't read it off to you guys, but what it comes down to is I think there's something hidden about this card that can really blow open the doors. And if you find the right way to work this in, it just becomes an amazing addition to a deck. Expensive up front, but you get offset by just how versatile it is. And is it Guildgate? And some guys call it an advert card. Some call it a note, or I'm not sure what else people call it. I've heard advert card a lot from a few YouTubers. So Aetherling right off the top, I'm happy with that. Clue stones, they seem like they show up more often than you'd expect them to. Probably because there's one for every guild in here. And the word I was looking for before was "is it," obviously, with the Flux Charger. For some reason, slipped my mind. Another clue stone. Yeah, like I said, they're so common. And add red or white to your mana pool, sacrifice and draw a card. It's a lot to pay to draw a card. Because you're wasting a spot in your deck and it's costing 3 to get out. There's other solutions. Absolutely, I don't see this being played in Modern whatsoever. While you have these limited events, work them in there because for 40 cards, you might as well take a spot up to get the card that you might be further down in your deck. But I don't see it being played elsewhere. Another Cluestone 3. Let's see if we can get 4 and 1 back. Nope. Okay. So, Woodlock Crawler. 2-drop, 2/1 with Forest Walk, protection from green. Great sideboard card. Alive Well, Alive//Well, Alive and Well, however you guys want to say it. Alive is a 3 generic and 1 green. Put a 3/3 green Centaur creature token onto the battlefield. This might actually go well with the Selesnya event deck that I just opened, especially with the Centaur theme. And then Well is for 1 white. You gain 2 life for each creature you control. If you're playing Alive, you're going to play Well. I mean, if you guys have actually played Alive without playing Well, I'd be interested to know the circumstances. Because it seems like if you're going to have 4 ready, you're going to have that 5th one available. Especially if you're going to get an extra 2 life for that token there. Gleam of Battle. That's a 6-drop enchantment. Whenever creature you control attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Hey, Advent of the Worm, another great Selesnya card. I've got Aetherling and Advent of the Worm, the first 2 rares here, so I'm pretty happy with this fat pack. Golgari Guildgate and Bird token. All right. Let's just get rid of the rest of the visitors. The only other card I would want would be a Dragon Shift, and then Voice of Resurgence, or any Shockland. But those are so rare. 1 in every 15 packs it seems like, or more. Great art on there. And this guy with the shoulder blades and hidden strings, he shows up a lot throughout the block. Clue stones, clear a path, destroy target creature with defender. A very narrow scope of that card, but it's if you're in a draft or a sealed event and you want to swap something in, and your opponent has defenders, hey, go for it. It's in your sideboard already. I don't see that being a sideboard for anything constructed. Zertod Druid, good card. it's mana fixing, and it's 1/1, and it's a Llanowar Elf kind of, right? Whenever you tap Zertod Druid for mana, it deals 1 damage to each opponent, so even better than that for the extra mana. Trostani Summoner. Protect and serve. Target creature gets +2/+4 until end of turn for your protect portion, and you can fuse it. You can cast one or both of these halves of the card. I bet you there's people out there when they saw the first 2 halves, come out in the earlier blocks that were just playing both cards, not knowing full well the rules that you couldn't do them both, but now you can. And then serve is for 1 colorless and 1 blue, or 1 generic, 1 blue. Target creature gets -6/-0 until end of turn. And then profit loss. Creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. Creatures your opponent control get -1/-1 until end of turn. Ameritandrus. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to creature tokens you control. Again, this will be really good in that Selesnya event deck because you already have token generation all over the place in there. Ooh, Blast of Genius foil. Very nice. Orzhov Guildgate and a spirit token, hybrid spirit token. Into our next pack. Pack 4. Clue stones everywhere. Lay of Decree. Maze Abomination, Maze Glider. Rakdos Clue Tone. Unflinching Courage. For the cost of 3, 1 generic, 1 green, 1 white. Enchant creature, it's an aura. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2 and has trample and lifelink. Pretty good. Giant Growth was 1 green, so just for the 2 extra there, you get to have the trample and lifelink. That would work great on a worm token. Well, you already have trample on the one from Advent of the Worm, but Armed and Dangerous. Target creature gets +1/+1 and gains double strike until end of turn. All creatures able to block target creature this turn do so. Bred for the Hunt. Simic card. 1 green and blue. Whenever a creature you control with +1/+1 counter on it deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card. Drawing cards is great, especially in sealed. And in a mythic, Savageborn Hydra, X red green, Gruul, double strike, 0/0. Savageborn Hydra enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it. And that's just how much mana you have. And then it's somewhat pumpable here. 1 and a red or green. Put a +1/+1 counter on Savageborn Hydra. Activates the ability only at any time you can cast a sorcery. So you're really going to do that during your attack phase. Oh man, that's great. Aetherling foil. No idea what that's worth, but it's a great card. And having a shiny one makes it even nicer, right? Rakdos Guildgate. And a tip card, that's what I was thinking of. Advert tip card. What else do I call them? Useless pieces of cardboard. I'm just going to start counting how many clue stones I get because I'm not going to use it, and it's just too expensive. Decent art though, Kind of looks like the afternoon shadows coming in. Sun is setting on Azorius. Dimir is coming up from the darkness. Hired Torturer, Nivix Cyclops, Maze Rusher. Boros Mastiff. This is actually a pretty good card, especially with Battalion for 2. A 2/2 for 2. Whenever Boros Mastiff and at least 2 other creatures attack, Boros Mastiff gains lifelink until end of turn. Corral Warrior. Zertod Druid. Again, great card. And you know what? If I was drafting from these 5, I'd probably go Gruul and splash in the blue. Just to make it like a Simic / Azorius / Gruul type mix, just because of those Aetherlings. I just splashed just enough for them. And I have another pack too, I guess, right? Wake the Reflections, Wind Drake, Trostani Summoner, already have one of those. Crisis Incubation. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature can't attack or block, and its activated abilities can't be activated all for the low price of 2 generic, 1 green, and 1 blue. And you can also tap another 1 generic, 1 green, and 1 blue to return this card to its owner's hand. Great if someone else gets control of it, right? Or targets it for destruction. Put 2 +1/+1 counters on enchanted creature. So if you want to do that, so you could use it for its own protection. And look at that. If that doesn't look like a skinny force of nature, I don't know what does. Alright, moving along. Give and take 3 +1/+1 counters on target creature. Remove all +1/+1 counters from target creature you control. Draw that many cards. Another Advent of the Worm. Man, I'm really happy with this. This is great. And a Warp Physique, uncommon. Demir Gate. So the only way this could really get any better is just to see that Voice of Resurgence, or a Shockland in one of these 4 remaining packs. I'm not going to go through the land here, but Ravnica land is some of the best. There's some of the mountains that look like something out of maybe the Star Wars the 3rd movie. With the lava going up and being like a power generator. I mean, it goes back to like the Mishra's Factory art that I liked from a long time ago. So, on to pack 6. This would be our last if I was drafting. Excuse me, if I was sealed. Steeple Rock. Flying for a strike, 3/1 for 5. Oh man, if you weren't so expensive. Riot Piker, Forest Cluestone, Rakdos Drake. This is actually a good card. For 3 mana, you get a flying with Unleash. So you're really getting a 2/3 flyer for 3. And, and if you've got something already, or your opponents have no attacking creatures out, it's a great early game card. But 3 mana, and your opponent's probably going to have something on the board before then. But great for Rakdos deck. Runner's Bane. Vishano First Blade. Punish the enemy. Deputy of Acquittals. Gruul Cluestone. Crypt Incursion. Scab Clan Giant. We went through that one before. Putrefy. Probably the best uncommon in the set. Should easily be a rare. And if you look at the Pro Tour stuff, this gets drafted above almost any rare that's out there, especially if they're already in Golgari colors. So yeah, that's just a great card. And 10 years down the road, is this the next Force of Will type card? You're not countering anything, but you're saying that target artifact or creature cannot be regenerated after you destroy it for only 3. So nothing too exotic here, but just cost benefit analysis here. It's removal, it's fast, it's instant speed, and you're not paying a whole lot for it. Profit loss, we went through that one already. 3 Advents of the Worm. Man, well, I got to place that now because I have the one from my Selesnya event deck, Cruel Guildgate, and a Knight. I was going to say, the one other thing I'd like is a Advent of the Worm foil, but shiny cards don't do too much for me. It's just kind of nice to have. So on to pack 7. We've got Mending Touch, Sunspire Gatekeepers, Cluestone, Runner's Bane. You know what? I'll say one more thing about Cluestones. I wish that this ability here was just a little different depending on your clan or your guild, because it's nice that they all kind of match and they all kind of do something for you, but in the end of the day, you'd want something that's a little bit more Simic inspired to make it go with that deck, or maybe add a 3rd option down here. You don't need the 4 lines of text, but that always just bothered me, why they didn't have something specific to each guild. So I mixed things up there, sorry. BO4 Mage, Maze Rusher, Rakdos Cluestone. Probably the best art on one of the cards on any of the cards here in this set. Hammerhead Rhinoceros looking dude, without them, horn on the nose, but definitely the way it looks. I almost want to play him just because he looks so cool. 2/1 for 3. Fish Beast. It would be cool if they called him a Shark Beast, but I guess they wanted to leave Shark out of it. Or, Shark Bait. No, nothing like that. Trample and Evolve. Maze Abomination. Selesnya Cluestone. Scab Clan Giant, which we've gone over. Bronzeback Moa. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, Bronzeback Moa gets +3/+3 until end of turn. +3/+3 until end of turn. It's a 2/2 for 4. I haven't even heard anyone talk about this, so I don't think it's particularly good just based on that. But looking at it, it's a little expensive, but adding +3/+3 every time another creature comes in, does that count for tokens? I don't know. Rot Farm Skeleton is our third uncommon for 4. You get a 4/1, but he can't block. That's right, because he's only a 4/1. But you get to put the top 4 cards of your library into your graveyard, and then pay the 2, 1 black and 1 green, and you get him to return from the graveyard to the battlefield. Activate this ability only at a time when you can cast a sorcery. So something there. I'm not smart enough to play with him. Renegade Krasis. 3/2 for 3 with Evolve. Whenever Renegade Krasis evolves, put a +1/+1 counter on each other creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it. Simic Guildgate. So that's probably the crap pack out of the whole thing. Not a fan of any particular card in there, other than the Fish Beast. Smeltwar Gatekeepers, Steeple Rock, Mending Touch, Uncovered Clues, Golgari Cluestone, Azorius Cluestone, Thresh. I bet you they took I'm going to talk about them more. I bet you they took special care to make sure you didn't get like 4 in a row, but even getting 2 in a row is just like a Thrashing Moss Dog, Fatal Fumes, Gruul Cluestone, Toil and Trouble. Looks like our buddy there from Gatecrash, Boros Dude's on Fire. Target player draws 2 cards, it loses 2 life. Trouble deals damage to the target player equal to the number of cards in the player's hand. Sin Collector. 2/1 for 3. When Sin Collector enters the battlefield, target opponent reveals his or her hand. You choose an instant or sorcery card from it and exile that card. Goblin Test Pilot. 0/2 for 3. With Flying, Goblin Test Pilot deals 2 damage to target creature or player chosen at random. Is there a foil back there? I think there is. Maybe not. Exava Rakdos Blood Witch. Oh, great card. For 4 mana, you get a 3/3 first strike with haste and unleash. So really a 4/4 for 4 with first strike and haste. If you're playing Rakdos, use it. Each other creature you control with +1/+1 counter has haste. And I did have a foil, Zertod Druid. So great card in foil. Rakdos Guildgate Hybrid Spirit. All right, down to the last pack here. I'm not expecting to get anything too special. We had a great with the 8th Link foil and the 3 Advent of the Worms, and then the just the Blood Witch here at the end. That's a great card too. So nothing to complain about. Definitely worth the money on this one. Made up for the ludicrously oversized Commander box that I spent $4 on, whatever it was. Mind Static, Simic Cluestone, Rot Piker, Down in Filth, Ubal Sar Gatekeepers, Dimir Cluestone. Hey, I don't think we've seen a Dimir Cluestone yet, so that's cool. Zertod Druid. Probably got a playset in here, and if I'm playing Gruul, I'm playing this card. Light of Decree, Maze Abomination. Haven't talked about this one yet. It's a 4/5 for 6 with Death Touch. Multicolored creatures you control have Death Touch. It's expensive, but you might be able to find a niche for it, and it's definitely something that you can work with in a deck for either draft. Obviously, it's not going to be one of your first picks, or sealed, because it's a late game card, and when you bring this out in a lot of drafts and sealed or any type of construction game, usually lasts more than the first few turns. So you might be able to get them out, and they might be applicable to you, especially if you've got a lot of multicolored creatures. Maze Glider, Drostani Summoner, Protect and Serve. These guys look like they're fighting each other, huh? Or they're attacking some kind of thing that we can't see here right in the middle. Let's get them. Flux Charger. I wonder if there's some art on a card that's got like 2 things coming in from the outside, and it's those guys fighting him off. Is that in there? Attack, no. Alright. Catch and Release. For you elephant fans. Catch. 1 blue, red. Gain control of target permanent until end of turn. Untap it. It gains haste until end of turn. So this is one of those cards that has a split, and it's probably meant a lot more for a sealed or draft when you're playing 3 colors. When you're playing your Izzet, Boros, and by association, Azorius as well. Your release portion is more expensive. 4 red, white. Each player sacrifices an artifact, a creature, an enchantment, a land, and a planeswalker. That's late game card. But who plays constructed and has a planeswalker? Yeah. So if you're playing 3 colors and you want to play standard or modern, you've got a sacrificial planeswalker, another one in your hands. This could be a well thought about late game card to play. And a border skill gate. So no Shocklands, a tip advert card, but some great packs. Hey guys, thanks for watching.